see what has been happening in the wrestling world. Welcome to the show, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The Two Counts, always the best guests in Midwest. The Two Counts, wait time guaranteed because we're the best of the best. Meet Vince and JR, Top Shelf Tommy, we're about to start. Welcome to the Two Counts. It's time to dig deep into the wrestling world. Welcome to the Two Counts, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The Two Counts.
The Two Count. The Two Count. Where comedy meets wrestling. Please comment, share, like, and start a hype train for God's sakes. And now, here are the hosts of The Two Count. Comedian John Russell, wrestling broadcaster Big Ace, and everybody's favorite heel, Top Shelf Tommy.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. How are you? Good to see you all. Thanks for joining us again on the Two Count. Go ahead, take your shoes off, put your feet up, grab your favorite adult beverage. We are going to have a good time tonight. We have a fantastic guest. We have a pay-per-view to preview, and we also have a Madhouse show to give a quick review to as well. So,
plus you all get Tom Chilstrom.
What?
And they all get Tom Chilstrom, so
nobody gives a shit about you.
Couldn't even wait for JR to finish the open.
He even has to interrupt.
I thought he was done. Y'all are lucky I even listened to him today.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. All right. Well, what did you guys want to do first? Are we doing?
Let's just go ahead because I'm not going to talk about anything now. Go ahead and introduce our lovely guest.
Okay.
Because I don't want to hear Tom talking anymore.
Oh,
All right, I'll just put myself on mute here.
Thank you.
hey, nice. That's right. We got a nice guest on tonight, so we're going to bring her up right now. There we go. Welcome, Whitney McAllister, to the Two Count. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Welcome.
Hello. Hi.
Whitney on you can find her on social media as well as now it is Shamrock.
Yes, Shamrock.
Shamrock MMA or is it is it Ring Girl still? Is
a Ring Girl, yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. It's been a long time since I've been around shows like that. So and you're a huge wrestling fan.
Yes, I am. I'm so excited.
I want to just first say that I in our title, I said ring attendant because I wanted to be respectful and because, I'm sure that Tom would have said something, but I just wanted to be respectful to you and so that's why it was
I appreciate it. I don't mind
Thank
being called a Ring Girl though either.
Okay. Well, you're a ring attendant / girl.
Yes.
How about ring attendant / girl / woman?
Perfect. That's a lot.
Thanks for being all PC there, JR. All right.
Hey, I have to make up for the crap that you throw us under the bus on, Tom.
I don't throw us under the bus on anything. So let's start off with a question here, Whitney. Everybody wants to know, how did you get in with Shamrock FC?
I used to just go to the shows a lot and pay for tickets. And I was just like, how could I get involved with this and not have to pay to be there? And it's funny because when I started talking about wanting to apply to be a Ring Girl, my youngest sister, Katie, was like, I'm hotter than you. I'm going to apply for it and I'm going to get the job. And I was like, absolutely not. That's not happening. And I'm not joking you. She applied for it when I did and she got hired and I did not. And
wow.
I was so pissed.
Oh no.
Like, yeah, it
So
really
beef
took
with
a
the
hit to my
sister.
ego. Oh, it was bad, but it took a few more tries and I finally got them to give me a shot. And now I'm the last man standing in the family. So I'll take that.
Okay.
one. But yeah, I didn't want to pay to be there anymore. So now they pay me to be there. I just love the sport and I was always a fan and always went to watch and wanted to be involved. So now they can't get rid of me.
Super smart. And, we always like to hear about some of that family beef and stuff like that, too. So, JR's kids, I hate him, too. So,
Yeah,
it's all good.
she'll never let me hear the end of it. We used to go on that Omegle, the little website where you just chat with strangers, and we would all there's 3 of us, 3 girls, we'd get dressed to the nines to go on there and see who they would pick as the prettiest, and it was always her, and I'm still mad about it, but I just say it's because she's 5 years younger than me, that's all.
Did you ever run into the Dew on Omegle?
No.
You know who that is, yeah? That's the guy that so he goes on, and he is a guitar virtuoso, and just as you said, you talk to just anybody, it's just random, and he's there with his guitar, and people start making fun of him and tell him to play stuff, and then he just
have seen this.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, and people are always like shocked whenever he says,
Yeah.
Do you go on Omegle?
Hell no.
I say, are you terrified? Because some of the things I've seen on Omegle is horrifying.
That's what I heard. No, I will not. I will not do it. But I
don't do it.
So the Dew has a channel on YouTube, and I'll go and watch him because he filters out the. I'm sure he gets a lot of the.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even know what that is.
See, and I'm the old one.
I know. It's horrible. So you're a big wrestling fan. You're going to MMA shows. So what is it that got you into combat? Because was it a rough upbringing? Do you and the sisters fight a lot? Did it get physical a lot?
It started with just wrestling. My mom was actually who got me into WWF back then, WWE. Which everyone's always like, "Oh, is your dad a big wrestling fan?" And it was always my mom, and she was just always like a Bret Hart fan, and we would go to like the little house shows here local, and I became a Shawn Michaels fan, so the house has been divided since then.
Smart.
I don't really know how MMA evolved for me, honestly. I don't even remember like specifically where it came from. I remember watching The Ultimate Fighter with Forrest Griffin. I loved Forrest Griffin. He was so just kind of nerdy, but then like a complete badass. So somewhere with Forrest Griffin and like Frank Mir was where it really like connected for me.
Nice.
All smart decisions right there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
JR, we didn't tell you this, but we're going to take a quick little detour, but Malice is here. So as of now, unless something changes down the road, Malice had his last match this last weekend.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So
glad I was there for it.
Big shout out to our buddy Malice. And then it was cool. I feel very privileged that I got to be in the ring and toast to him in that. But yeah, that's a big talent down there in Iowa.
Congrats, buddy.
So,
and by big, he means physically big. He is a large man.
Large man and can put the whiskey down.
Yes.
So, okay, Shawn Michaels. That's okay. So, were you really invested in Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart back at what was it? The Iron Man match, WrestleMania. Oh, what was it, guys? Was it?
I don't remember.
11, 12? At the Arrowhead Pond. I remember that.
12 was when he won the title, right? That was the Boyhood Dream.
I believe so.
Thinking correctly.
12.
Yeah.
Malice is saying 12.
Listen,
So 12.
I'll never get over the Montreal Screwjob. That was like the greatest wrestling moment for me because, Shawn Michaels was the victor in that. But I got to tread lightly. A lot of my friends are Bret Hart fans, and
Bret screwed Bret.
I'm not into it. Yeah.
Bret screwed
Now,
Bret.
hold on. If you are a huge Shawn Michaels fan and you're saying the Montreal Screwjob was a highlight of your fandom, I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, who's your favorite now then? Shawn Michaels obviously has hung up the boots, but who's your favorite now then?
Man, that's so hard. I'm a huge Seth Rollins fan. I am just because I feel like he can play any character and it connects every time. It doesn't matter what that man does. It works. But I gotta say, I do love the Bloodline. I do. I think it's the best thing to happen since D-Generation X. I really do.
Is that so? The shirt now makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you guys? I'm gonna just hop in with a little sidebar. If you guys haven't been watching Being the Elite lately, it's starting to get funny again. They had an interview with Takeshita, and they were going through the whole Elite storyline, and they says, "Don't you think that's the best storyline ever?" And he goes, "No, there's one better, the Bloodline." And I just about lost it because it was one of the it's just great. I love Takeshita.
I love it. That's because I don't have it anymore, Luke. Someone wanted it, and they wouldn't leave me alone, so I gave it to them at the end of the show. I hope they watched it because it was gross.
Yeah, I hope they did too, because you were very gross on set.
Like 2 minutes into the show, I was sweating buckets already. That heater was. You're a lot closer to that heater when you're in the ring. Anyways.
True. Anyhow, back to the actual story at hand with Whitney here. So, obviously, with being a ring girl, what are some of the responsibilities that people don't always know about? Everybody sees, you looking pretty and walking around with the numbers in the hands. What's some other activities or some other responsibilities you have during either the shows themselves or even with lead ups?
I get to the shows probably about 2 hours early. With these shows, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if fighters are going to make weight, if they're going to show up, if they're not going to be there, what's going to happen. So I always get there about 2 hours early. I go through the venue while they're putting, the cage and everything together, warming up. I go through and I put each card in the chairs so everyone has, the lineup of what's going to happen. I go set all those up. I don't want to say I'm in charge of the other girls, but I've been doing it now for about 6 years, so I'm kind of typically in charge of the other girls, and I just make sure they're there on time, we're ready on time. We have to wear our hair a specific way. We have to wear makeup a specific way. We are and are not allowed to wear specific, like we can't wear like red lips or anything like that because it'll contrast on TV with the bright lights and everything. So I just kind of make sure we're all good. I take the girls and do a run through before it starts to make sure we know where we're going, where we're stopping, how much time we have in between each stop as we go around the octagon. And I honestly do a lot of social media for them. I've built a decent following thanks to wrestling and then now MMA. So I do a lot of the social media work. Sometimes we have issues where photographers don't show up. So during the fights, I will be walking around the cage, taking photos, sending them to our social media guy. And then when it's my time to go in there, I'm carrying the card around. So I'll do anything I can to help any of them out, though. I've offered to stay and help, like, tear down. And my boss is always like, leave, like, get out of here, go. So whatever helps make the show run smooth.
Wow.
Nice. So it's not all glamorous.
You would definitely fit in a wrestling locker room then.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
I want to make sure everything goes smooth.
Do you do inside shows and outside shows with Shamrock?
Yeah, so we just started outside shows. Last year was our first one. We're based in casinos, so we're strictly Missouri. So it alternates between St. Louis, Missouri, and then Kansas City, Missouri. And those are in the Ameristar casinos. And then in St. Louis, we also do River City Casino. And then last year we did our first show in Lake of the Ozarks at a resort. And that was our first big outdoor event. We had like the swim up bars, the big TVs and everything. So we picked them up moving forward as well. So now we have the 3 locations.
Nice.
That's awesome. I can't wait. I'm going to be back in Lake of the Ozarks in like 3-4 weeks. I cannot wait.
We were so nervous for that show because it was the first time it was outdoors. It was hot and sticky, and it was a mess. It was just, everyone was just, we didn't know what was going on. We ended up pushing the show back, I want to say like an hour, but like it rained a little bit, but that show, it like went off flawlessly, thank goodness. So we were supposed to be there in April, but they canceled it because UFC was in Kansas City. And they're like, we can't compete with the UFC. So they canceled that show. So now one of our Ozark shows is going to be 2 shows in one night, I think. They're talking about doing that. So I'm hoping. And yeah, some of the shows are in St. Charles. The Ameristar is technically in St. Charles. I don't live in Missouri, so I just call it all St. Louis.
Apparently Goro lives pretty close to there, so you might have a stalker now too.
Listen,
so we apologize for this.
Stay out
in
of my
advance.
business. No, I'm just
Behave, Goro. Behave.
Yeah, tone it down here, Goro. This is the few times I get to make fun of him before he even starts making fun of me. So
Yeah.
do you have a
win on
backup or
our
something
part
right now?
Tommy was not the guy who took my shirt. Bryce, I saw you up in there too. Yeah, because you picked the shirt out. I don't know, someone who's friends with Malice all night. Literally, JR, literally from the first match to the last match, he had his Malice shirt on, and he's just front row like, "Hey, let's trade shirts." I'm like, in the middle of a show, like every match, every time I got back into the ring, "Hey, I want your shirt. Let's trade shirts.
What shirt was it?
This weird bandana print thing.
It's an obnoxious shirt. But the whole thing was repeat offenders, right? So I figure it's like different colored, like cut up, like bandana print.
Okay.
Silk shirt. Like
I got you.
Everybody loved it. That guy really loved it and took it home. When I came out, I went back and came out with it. I was like, dude, you can have it if you want, but it's soaked. Like, this is kind of gross. And it's $10 at Walmart, but whatever. And he's like,
it's yours.
Yeah, apparently he made his wife
ring worn.
Yeah, he made his wife take pictures of me and him while we were holding it. And I'm like, this is weird.
That's
so
you
got
creepy.
A fan, buddy.
Yeah, Whitney, you ever get any of that kind of creepy stuff like that after shows? I'm sure you do, right?
You guys do a show just strictly reading some of my DMs.
Oh my God, I bet.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that.
I mean,
I thought about making it like a TikTok series, but then I don't want to like specifically call anybody out. You know, I don't want to post people's usernames and stuff. But
you should make a book. Make it a book.
I could write a book. We'll do a show reading Whitney's DMs one day. Let me tell you.
Oh, you have no idea.
That'd be fantastic. I would love that. I'm sure.
I've turned my notifications off, so I don't get notifications for any of my DMs at all. I can't do it. Wow. I can't do it.
Seems like a smart bet nowadays on social media.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
I was like, we won't even look at these. It's fine.
I mean, I can only imagine based on the hate mail I get to the things that you might actually have to read in DMs.
Today alone,
the atrocities.
I had a lot of very graphic photos and videos sent to me today. I don't know why. I don't know what possesses someone to message themselves consistently for 2 months, and then send, hey, here's a photo, have a video. What do you think? I think I haven't answered any of your messages for 2 months. What is happening right now? Like, what is going on?
You know what, guys? Last ditch effort. I bet you I know what's going to make her finally answer. Watch this. Watch this.
They say in those books, never give up. No matter how creepy.
Some will get me because they'll want to talk about wrestling, and it'll be like after WrestleMania or just something that I thoroughly enjoyed about wrestling, and they'll want to talk about it to me, and I take the bait because I'm like, you know what? That was good. I appreciate your messaging me about this. And then like 3 sentences later, it's just a photo, and I'm like, all right, well, good talk. Like, good talk.
I guarantee you, it's this guy. Guarantee it.
Whitney, you're a beautiful lady.
He actually follows me on Twitter, Vince McMahon's mustache.
Oh, that's great. That is great.
I swear to God, and it's that photo. It is that photo.
Well, we're sorry for any PTSD gross. This might be causing you right now.
Oh, gross.
I don't control any of those photos going on, so it's one of these two idiots. So I apologize for them, I guess.
The genetic jackhammer.
I have not checked my DMs to see if he's sent me anything yet, though.
Oh, it's probably a hello.
Oh, God, the misery.
What about just like a bunch of pictures of the mustache, though? I could probably appreciate that, honestly. You couldn't hate that. Just random, just up close,
First it goes this one sent, then this one sent,
yeah.
And then the money.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the funniest thing. Why did he think smelling it was gonna what the fans are gonna really go crazy for? Watch it. It smells like money. I don't know.
Well, now that we made it officially awkward here.
Yeah. Sorry, I feel like that was my fault.
No, you're fine.
Nope. We're gonna blame Ace for this one.
Weird.
So you go to a lot of events when they come around the area, it seems, right?
I do, yep.
Okay, so what are some of the big ones you've been to? Have you been to a Mania yet?
I did WrestleMania in New Orleans.
Which one?
Was it the last one?
Okay.
I can't remember. Yeah. I had the time of my life. I was working with collar and elbow pretty steady at that time. So I got to do host the Kevin Nash Shenanigans party.
Oh, wow.
It was honestly, though, the access I have had to wrestling has almost kind of ruined wrestling for me. I've seen so much and I know so much now, and it's just but I can't go. I spent $1,700 on a front row ticket to SummerSlam. Why would I do
Nice.
that?
Nice.
That's not nice. That's not nice. Why did I do that? I've been to a SummerSlam. I went to SummerSlam in Brooklyn. That was a lot of fun. I went to Raw 25 in Brooklyn.
Very
That was
cool.
probably my favorite that I've been to, honestly. That was just amazing. It was just because it was just all the old school people. I didn't give a crap
Yeah.
about any of the matches that were going on. It was just seeing it.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Somebody called her. I'll bet.
Yeah, no, actually, you're right. Isn't that what happens?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. So she's
Ooh,
not...
can you
Somebody
still hear
called
me?
you, right?
I don't know. I don't know what just happened. I said, "Whoa, I cannot see myself."
Nice.
Somebody heard about all the DMs and they're just like, I can ruin this real quick.
Yeah, right.
Probably
Right. Someone
Crash
watching,
it.
like, I'm gonna mess this show
I
up.
am not checking them after this. No.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Please
Yeah,
don't. Yes.
I think in 2018, I went to 19 different states
Wow.
in 2018 to different shows alone. I was everywhere. I want to go back to 2018, Whitney. She was about it. So
That's
I've been yeah.
impressive. That's very impressive.
I haven't been to a Backlash, and I won't be at this one.
I mean, how great would that be, though? Go
Oh,
Puerto Rico for vacation
I
and then
was-
check out a pay-per-view.
Right. I was trying. I want to go to Money in the Bank in London. I just don't know if my passport's going to get back in time. I had to renew my passport, so I expedited it, but I didn't realize it's still like an 11-week wait. Like,
Yeah,
where's
it's
everybody going? I thought we were all broke from COVID. Like, what is
It's
happening?
crazy. Speaking of that, they just real quick, I guess they sold
Mhm.
about 35,000 tickets pre-sale today for AEW in Wembley. So that's off to a
Oh,
good
wow.
start. That's off to a good start. But
Yeah, that's good to
could
know.
be-
That's like a 11-week wait period for a passport right now. So,
oh, do you need that?
hooray!
You need that for the cruise?
No, I might just need it for getting to Wembley, dude. Come on, man.
So, Whitney, do you prefer WWE to AEW?
I do.
Yeah,
I don't
And
want
we're
to catch
not-
any
we love all
heat for that,
wrestling.
but
We love
yeah.
all wrestling.
Um,
Is it kind of because that's what you were sort of raised on?
Yeah.
You think?
yeah, for sure. And I've gone to AEW shows. I've gone to a couple in Champaign and St. Louis and like around me, but I mean, I like the it's more like graphic and it's not the whole PG and all that, and I like AEW, but I honestly just can't. I can't watch wrestling every single night.
Yeah.
I love it, but
Yeah.
I'll get online and watch like the highlights and everything the next
Yeah.
day, but I can't do. It's a lot.
It is. That's a constant conversation on this show.
Yeah.
Since it
I
started.
love to talk about it, but I'm not. I don't keep up with AEW as much. If they're around, I'll definitely get tickets and go to a show, but I don't keep up with it weekly. I've been watching all of the Britt Baker drama with like the T-shirt, and I'm totally into all of that. I've been following all of that, but I haven't watched AEW in a while.
It's okay. You're starting to sound more like Ace here, so that's fine. It's not a big deal.
Well, in fairness, there's a good stretch of time I just wasn't watching anything and would just go online after and be like, "What happened?" Okay, cool. I did actually watch all of Raw last night.
Because
I
you
didn't
hate
change it.
yourself, or what?
I didn't change. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself actually for that, Tom. Yeah, actually.
Are you guys like super into the draft and what's going on with the draft?
Not really, because I didn't watch the first.
No.
I didn't watch the first night of it.
Like, I love the concept of it, but they don't ever stick with it long enough for me to care about who. And then they're like, "Oh, well, you're on Raw, but I'm going to have you go ahead and go over to SmackDown for a couple." That's like, I can't. I love the concept, but it's never. They don't stick with it long enough for me to really get as into it as I wish I were.
That's
And
always
then now we're just adding more titles, and I'm like, oh.
That's always been one of the things that we talk about in terms of WWE, and it's like they don't necessarily like to bring up anything that's historically accurate, you know? And so when they do the draft, like the last time they did it, right? It was, well, yeah, it's a special invitation from and it's like, well, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the concept, I think the concept of it is great, but Roman has all of the belts. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have all of the belts. So we're going to make a whole new belt. And it's just like, there's too much going on. It's not like consistent enough I love watching it, being like, oh yeah, you're going to SmackDown, but I'll watch you wrestle on Raw in probably a month.
And I think part of it is that a lot of people just don't trust WWE, and they think that exactly what you just said is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I try not to do like dirt sheets or anything. I like the surprise of wrestling, and I like, the shock factor and the wow and all that. But I have seen they're saying that Triple H is finally going to take over from here. So I'm like, fingers crossed, maybe they'll prove me wrong this time. But I don't have high hopes.
I'm not going anywhere. Real quick, let's get into that draft though. You brought it a JR. You do love that bit way too much. I'll admit that. Yeah, you guys brought it up. Let's dive in. Let's see what everybody thinks of this. So for Raw at this point, Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch, Imperium, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Nakamura, Indy Hartwell, Apollo Crews, Candice LeRae, Sonya Deville, Chelsea Green, Dexter Loomis, JD McDonough, Maxim Maldos, Natalia, the Viking Raiders are still okay. Zoe Stark, Rhea Ripley, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, The Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, The New Day, Trish Stratus, Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Braun Strowman, Ricochet. Holy crap, there's a lot of people on Raw. Bronson Reed, that's a get. Alpha Academy, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, Tozawa, Dana Brooke, Emma, Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Sangha, Johnny Gargano.
Wait. Did you say Veer?
Yeah,
Veer's still around?
Veer's.
Oh man,
he came once and left. Did he ever?
It took him.
Did he ever
It took
come?
him 8 months to come, and then he was there for a while, and then bye bye.
I mean, in all honesty, though, that'd be a great. I think that'd be great if they did that. He literally
but
just
didn't they
once.
say at the start of this that they were like everyone was being drafted individually, and then they still drafted everyone in their faction? So it's like you've already lied to me. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yep. Let's see here. Nikki Cross, Odyssey Jones, Piper Niven, Riddick Moss, Tegan Knox, and Xia Li. That's Raw.
wow. There's too many names right there just to go over all of them, obviously. But yeah, Bronson Reed was just drafted last night, which I feel is pretty late to be drafting Bronson Reed. But
right, like you can make that guy huge. You know what I mean?
I mean, he already is. But yes, you can definitely make him.
Though. Like that guy's a powerhouse. He could be something big.
Right.
He's like.
I just hope they utilize all of these people.
That's
well.
I sound like a hater. I love wrestling. I swear I do, but.
No,
okay.
That's been the real concern of a lot of us, though. Yeah, a lot of us have had that same concern.
Do you have anything to say, JR, or should I say SmackDown now?
No, go ahead and say SmackDown.
Okay. Bloodline, Bianca Belair, Street Profits, Edge, Bobby Lashley, the OC, including Mia Yim.
Let me stop you for 1 second.
Whatever her mention.
I'm gonna mention this again because not only did they say, as Whitney said, everyone would be drafted individually, they also said no tag team is safe from being broken up. Okay, continue.
Yes. Damage Control, Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, Hit Row, Lacey Evans, Austin Theory, Charlotte Flair, the Usos, LWO, Asuka, the Brawling Brutes, Karrion Kross and Scarlett, LA Knight, Shotzi, Pretty Deadly, Rick Boogs, Cameron Grimes, Tamina, and Grayson Waller. Cameron Grimes is another guy that I could see a big future for.
All right, now go through again. And
no one broke up. That's
what I was going to ask. I was going to say, just this time, Reed, only the tag teams that got broken up.
No one got broken up.
Yeah,
is this also done? I kind of don't remember. Is there like another week of this?
I think they started with SmackDown.
They did. So will they do it again on SmackDown, or is it just?
Isn't this the second round of it?
I thought it was done.
I think it might be
not done.
I think
SmackDown got the better roster, personally.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got the Bloodline, you got the OC when AJ comes back, Edge, Bob Lashley, he's over there. We only call him by his real name, Bob. Here.
Okay.
That's the name that Rusev used to call him. That's the name that we call him.
The good days.
Bob.
Listen here, Bob Lashley. Rick Boogs. What is going to happen to Rick Boogs? Like, is that guy really good? Like, I mean, right now, I mean, is he still do the air guitar at least?
Nope.
No? Oh.
I was going to say that. I think the last time I saw him, he had cut his hair and had kind of a different look.
Yeah, he's way more thick now.
Did they show him at all during the draft, or just
They did. They did.
I
They
don't
showed
remember
him.
seeing him.
Yeah.
Well, they showed a
He
picture of
kinda
him
looks
last
like
night once he was drafted.
If I remember right, he kind of
He
looks
was
like a bigger
backstage.
Chad Gable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He was drinking Bud Light off panel. Thanks, Goro. Jesus. Good one, Goro. Anyhow.
So it does sound like, though, Seth Rollins is probably going to win that belt, though, right? Like, or do you think they give that to
give
Cody?
that to Cody Rhodes.
Do you think, though? Because the other
Listen.
rumor is
Don't
that
get me started on Cody Rhodes, okay?
Oh, no, please go on Cody Rhodes.
yeah,
I'm a Cody Rhodes hater. I'm sorry. I can't do it. You threw the fit. You made a new company. You boo-hooed, cried, bitched, moaned, whined. Here I am. Give me a belt. Like, come on. I can't do it. The excitement I see people. I won't. I can't do it.
Yay.
Don't get me wrong. Now, when I'm sitting front row, I'm down there taking my selfies with him when he walks around the ring at the end. But
Hey, super great guy. Super nice
he is.
guy.
He is so nice. But
He really is. Like, even if you don't like him when he's in the ring.
after
like,
all of that, I'm just like, man, come on. You broke the throne, and now you're coming back for a belt. Come on.
Yeah, break the throne and then come back and lick the throne.
You literally made a whole company. You made, like, come on. Go back over there.
I'll still say that I think it was all a genius plan. I think he knew he was going to do all that when he left the first time.
He did not know that
He
was going to
said-
be that
I think he did.
successful, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm shocked by the success of AEW. Genuinely, I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad there's like another alternative. But
yeah. It really did just come out of like the elite.
But you know what? I did go to Hell in a Cell, and that match with Seth Rollins was fucking fantastic.
Nice.
It was fantastic.
There's some
Sorry.
swearing. All right. Yes. Let it out.
So here's a
Try not
question.
to all day.
Here's a question though, because you've mentioned Seth a couple times, and clearly you're a big fan of his.
I
Have
love
you
Seth
been
Rollins.
down to the family pizza place in Davenport yet?
He asked
No.
everyone this if they're a
No,
wrestling
I have
fan.
not.
Because it's not only are you supporting Seth Rollins' family, it's good pizza.
Well, he has like, is that attached to the coffee shop or is that separate? He
I
has a coffee shop too, right?
think it's separate. It's low pies.
He's
I've,
just gonna.
I've been to a show in Iowa. I could not tell you where it was.
Was
It was a WWE like a
Okay.
house show, but I can't tell you what. I cannot tell you. That was back in 2018 when I was traveling like every weekend. I could not tell you where we were. I know I went to a strip club in Iowa. I will tell you that.
Oh, those
Oh,
are
sorry
wow.
about
You
that.
survived?
always an adventure.
Yeah, it was scary.
Yeah.
They didn't try to recruit you or
was a-
anything?
No, I was with. No, I was with some big people when they left me alone.
That's good.
Yeah, we do a lot in Iowa as far as wrestling, but every year we go to and I don't know how far you are from Waterloo, Iowa, but they do a big Hall of Fame weekend every year because they have the National Wrestling Museum and Hall of Fame for Dan Gable. They have a professional wing, so they always do like a Friday night show, a Saturday night banquet. What was it? Last year was Trish was there.
Jim Ross.
IRS, Jerry Briscoe. Was Dylan there? Was JJ Dillon there last year?
He was.
No.
He
Yeah,
wasn't?
But
He didn't get inducted or anything, but he was there.
He's going to be there again. That's all I know. Like Cowboy Bob Orton.
it's worth the travel is what he's trying to tell
Anyways,
you.
anyways, sometimes you end up in the strip clubs when you're down there that weekend for Hall of Fame weekend in Waterloo, and that's always an adventure.
But also, it's because that museum and Hall of Fame shares a parking lot with a strip club. So it's very easy to go from the museum and just like, I don't know where I'm at. Oh, let's see if I can go find some directions. Wander on in.
Yeah, it's it's because of that weekend that I've met most of the people that are responsible for having us involved in the Iowa wrestling scene.
But
So
not
it is a very fun
specifically
weekend.
in the
But you
strip
did-
club
Yeah,
Not in the strip
as
club.
the whole of the weekend.
I've got to go to Iowa. That's all I'm getting out of this. I've got to go to Iowa.
I mean, it is really kind of the place for independent wrestling right now. And as Mouse is in the chat right now, keep booking me to do something for you. All right, go Madhouse. All right.
Hey, you got.
I like getting
30
paid, guys. I don't know what the fuck you guys are laughing about, man. I like getting paid. All right. Jesus.
Tommy may be filling in for me in the ring on the 30th in September.
Yeah. Gotta get that voice warmed up. Like I'm not used to just talking in front of large crowds of people there, Ace.
Stupid nephew decided to get married. Dummy.
I have a cousin
Which
getting
one?
married during a Shamrock show, and I was like, I'm not missing my show.
I wish I could get-
Dedication.
I'm not
wish.
missing.
I
I've not missed a
wish.
show in over 5 years. I was like, buddy, I'll send you a card. I don't know what
Oh
to tell
my
you.
God.
this is the thing. Whitney, you're not Mexican like Ace is, and he has no choice but to go to the family wedding.
Mel said all right there. Just go to his next
I'll
wedding.
catch the next one, and I pissed everybody off. So I don't think I'm invited anymore.
If I could get away with that, I would. I would.
You know what,
definitely do
Whitney?
it.
I'm going to say it sounds like you're living that top shelf life right there. That's what I'm saying right now. Heck yes. On a different level right here, guys.
Only half, Goro. Only half. No one will.
So you
ever-
only have to go to the actual service, and you can skip the reception.
No. Hey, I actually, like, as soon as I realized they were the same day, the first thing I did was pull the invitation out that I had for like 2 weeks already, but never opened, and was like, "What time's the ceremony? What time? 4:30. Shit. All right, now I'm really screwed. Can't make it." Ace Canella, thanks, Malice.
I did ring announcing for an indie show in Wisconsin before.
Yeah.
It is terrifying. I was mortified.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could. I would if Dave asked me to do it again, I would do it for him. It's his show. 100% would do it to help out. But it was probably the scariest thing I've ever done.
See,
Yeah,
that's
but
how I feel.
did anybody
when
boo you?
No, thankfully they didn't. I was just like shaking, and I was a nervous wreck. I want to say the special guest that was there was actually Rikishi and Solo. I want to say they were who was there.
Oh, wow.
I was freaked out.
That's awesome. So Tom and I do commentary for another place called Absolute, and when I have to do the commentary, that's when I am more like that. Ring announcing is bread and butter for me because I come from that radio background, so I'm always announcing stuff. Plus, I've done like MMA and boxing and all that. I've done all that in the past.
I think I would feel more comfortable on commentary because you're not out in front of people, but I cuss a lot, so I would get kicked out.
That's been one of the problems we've had with certain shows. They do a live broadcast through the radio channel down in Algona, Iowa, and it's been difficult to not let one slip. I'll be real honest, because I'm top shelf wherever I go. So sometimes that's on the commentary, sometimes that's in the ring. So
yeah, here's the problem though.
Slips.
Your own top shelf brother there is trying to take your gig on the 30th.
Yep.
If that's what they end up having you do, and it is a toss up. That Luke wasn't sure what he might have you do, but
yeah.
And Malice agreed. So
Tom,
No swearing.
My favorite excerpt of Tom doing commentary was I heard him once say, "Oh my God, he gave him the fucking pile driver."
I didn't say that.
Oh, sure you did.
Of course I did. Of course I did. It's the pile driver, okay?
Bryce,
It's not the fucking pile driver. Is there any other pile driver? Come on.
Bryce, I'll give you tips this weekend in Algona. Okay, so we've talked about how you got. No, I want just getting back to this, so like, what are some of your favorite moments you've seen live? Then you already said that the Hell in the Cell was a good one. What else? Because I think we all have those. Tommy probably has a couple. JR, Haystacks, Kelsey.
First of all, the amount of alcohol I drink at these shows, and you asking me all these questions about what I remember. I don't know.
Do you remember the next
a lot
day?
Of the after parties. I remember those fairly well. I remember I went to the bathroom and cried the first time I saw Rey Mysterio without a mask on. It ruined my life.
Oh no!
That's right, because you weren't a WCW person. Oh, okay.
No, that's what I've still never watched WCW. I won't do it. I've still never watched WCW. I will not do it. I won't do
That's
it.
okay,
I
they're
was always
closed
like
now.
loyal to my brand, you know.
Okay,
Yeah,
they're
you know WWE won, right? You can go back and watch
It's
it.
okay now. Yeah.
Yeah, they own it all now, so
Yeah,
it's
all in their archive. You can watch it all. And I've still never.
Yeah.
I can't rewatch all of it. Like I want to watch it in order from the very beginning. And if
Oh,
I
yeah, good luck
can't do
with
it
that.
that way, I know. Then I just need to watch like the docu-series. Like I love watching all
Yeah.
the Sean and Brett docu-series where I can watch it from like start to finish.
Yeah, because then it'd be like what WCCW at that point.
Yeah,
Like you'd be starting when they were just a territory.
Yeah,
No,
I
because it was
could not
Jim
do it.
Crockett. WCCW was down Dallas, you numpty. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
either
Keep
way.
it. Let's go. Come on, keep your territory straight, bro.
Talking about,
It's hard to
Tom's
do.
right. They're all Crockett's. It was Georgia Championship and Florida Championship.
Mhm.
Yeah. Come on, man.
And then it
Come
evolved. That
on,
was
Bryce. You
all-
gotta get here there on time, man.
Right now, Bryce got here late. That's why he didn't know. It was Sean, correct?
It's Sean Forever. Yeah, who is this?
Mhm.
It's Sean Forever.
Oh, that's just Bryce. He's just the golden god. He's JR's favorite wrestler.
Do you want to do you want to? There's a news story about Bryce. If you're interested in seeing it, Whitney.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, perfect. Okay, let me just make sure I know where it is. Here it is.
This Justin, our investigative team has uncovered some remarkable news about professional wrestler Bryce Jordan, also known to some as the Golden God. There is apparently an investigation regarding Jordan's propensity to kick a yet unnamed podcast host in the testicles. There is clear video evidence, but the question is what type of punitive damages might be requested? Monetary compensation? A public apology? Even a match with stipulations as requested by the kind, generous, and intelligent victim are all on the table. And finally, in the news, Top Shelf Tommy is still a douche. More news as it happens.
Nothing but the real news here.
Damn, they did you dirty.
They did. You're right. And this is what happens when JR gets a little bit of money in his pocket. He goes and spends it like a carny and makes some weird broadcast. Breaking news, my ass, JR. We all knew you were a dipshit. Come on, man.
I'm sorry, Jordan, but I love the golden weasel part. That was
See?
totally.
See, Ashwari is one of the most respected commentators in India, so you can fuck
That you
straight
can
off
buy,
now.
that you can pay. What are we doing here, JR? Come on, that you can pay for. Finish the comment. Most respected business or commentators.
Look, I don't think anybody needs to. I don't know why we keep stirring this around. I feel like we have the story. The story's there. It's and you know the little tag at the end. See, look, and even people that aren't wrestling fans know that it's accurate.
Oh, well, that's just Tovar saying that stuff, so no big deal.
You guys are idiots. So you mentioned that you got front row to SummerSlam. How exciting is that? Are you pumped, or are you still a little?
I was
by
pumped,
Biden?
but people told me how like unsafe Detroit is. I've never been to Detroit, so now I'm like, oh, great.
Where is it at in Detroit though?
Ford Field? It's got to be Ford
Yes,
Field.
Ford Field. Yep.
Ford Field?
Yeah.
Since here, it's like,
Great.
it's
Great.
It's not
only
in
so
town.
much
I mean, it's not in town.
I don't know if I should say this, but I traveled to all these shows by myself.
Oh, don't say that. Oh.
I know. So now I'm like, wow, Detroit's unsafe. This will be fun. I've made a lot of wrestling friends. I'll know a lot of people that are there, so that's fine. But yeah, it's an 8-hour drive for me, a little over 8 hours, and now everyone's just like, Detroit's awful. And I'm like, great. I'm going to be right in the middle of it.
See, this is the thing. You say 8 hours to Detroit. It's 17 hours for me almost from the Twin Cities to get there. Either way, either going up through the Upper Peninsula or going down through Chicago, which is probably the worst trip you can actually make. Is if you're going to Detroit and then going through Chicago, it's basically two hellholes right in a row. So that's not even worth it. But being that side of the river, I tell you, it's like a dream come true. You guys got interstates over there, all over the place. You get west of the Mississippi. Good luck. There's like 5 of them across the whole rest of the country.
Well, and you guys are getting Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam.
We are.
I thought about driving because it's a 10-hour drive. I was like, well, it's still 8 hours from Minneapolis or Detroit. It doesn't matter. It's just the Sunday drive would suck going from. But I was like, I'm not going to buy tickets. If I can get comps, maybe I'll make the drive. If I can finagle my way into some tickets, but I'm not going to buy them.
Well, shoot, we came into some money, and then, like I said, JR spent it on that stupid breaking news thing. So who knows? Who knows what might happen? We might have to, have a giveaway of some tickets. We've done in the past. It works sometimes.
I'm just popping up this map here to let you know
what are you doing, JR?
Let me just squint here on my computer screen. Thanks for enlarging it, dickhead.
There you go. Hold on.
Unbelievable.
Hold tight. Okay, so there's Ford Field right in the corner, right by the interstate. And as you can see, there are plenty of hotels. It's in the Grand Circus Park is right there. And make sure
what are you doing?
If you haven't booked,
making sure she's okay.
If you haven't booked your
tour guide
room
JR
yet, Whitney, make sure you stay here at the not at the Cadillac Center, but at the Shinola Hotel.
I already have a hotel booked. I don't remember the name of it, but
I hope it's
don't tell anybody on this channel what it is. Okay.
But
JR's are getting a little weird with this.
Everything like super close was sold out.
Oh yeah.
Because I would rather be within walking distance, but I'm gonna have to Uber everywhere, so that's fine. I guess I could drive my own car, but I'm not gonna want to do that.
No, not once the actual event starts.
No, once I'm in the hotel parking lot, I'm done. My driving is done until I leave.
Yeah, nice.
Very smart.
That's we will you might have to give us some updates if you don't mind while you're down there at
for sure.
In SummerSlam. We will be doing a live watch along in the Twin Cities. So we will definitely be looking for you to be like, look, there she is.
I'll have to make a sign to count.
Yes, there you go. Do that.
Make sure you don't put the time or place to watch on it though, because they'll take it away.
Yeah. JR didn't even get his sign on TV at AEW before they took it. Oh, you still have it. That's right.
I do still have it, yes. If you can read all that, don't.
Yeah, they took that real quick.
That's funny.
I think it would have been fine had I chopped off the bottom chunk. Which was live on.
Yeah, he learned
every Tuesday at 7:00.
Don't watch their show Dark. Watch
our wonderful program.
This is the best program out on Twitch right now. That's for sure.
Is very much so. It is very, very much so. Well, that's all right. Real quick, I think we should do this before Whitney has to head out soon. So I think we should do before Tom game. Let's run through Backlash with her because
okay.
We got a WWE fan. Let's get in.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna start with the main event, or we're gonna work our way there.
However you want to go, bro.
All right, Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest, a San Juan street fight, which is exactly like every other street fight, just in Puerto Rico. What are you thinking, Whitney?
Are you as impressed with Bad Bunny as everybody else?
I am. I hate to say that I am. But I don't want him to win. I do want Damian Priest to win. I don't like the celebrities coming in trying to act like they know what they're doing. I don't like it. So I want to go with Damian Priest.
That's a great pick.
Okay.
But I gotta say, I do like Logan Paul. I hate to admit that. That is one celebrity that I feel like has come over and knows what he's doing. I'm gonna be honest.
But he's a natural.
He really
is so good. It pisses me off how good I think.
It's like him, Bad Bunny, and Pat McAfee. It's like these guys.
Yes, Pat McAfee. Yes.
Just a fit. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna pick Bad Bunny. He's not gonna lose in his homeland there. Come on.
But it's also Damian Priest's homeland. So
but he ain't selling out stadiums.
I think we'll get a friendly interference. So
yeah, either way, Dom's gonna just get booed out the building. That we know for sure. The amount of heat I don't know if you guys watched last night, but I mean, that kid
I did hear the boos.
He couldn't talk. It was so loud they were booing him.
It was
It reminded me of when Elias ripped on Seattle for not having the basketball team and then couldn't talk for 2 minutes after that. Great.
Well, I mean, their hockey team did well enough this year already, so
Yeah.
that should make up for that Elias sweet burn.
Yeah, because our hockey team sucked.
Jared, who you got?
Yeah, I kind of feel like Bad Bunny's gonna win. I don't like it, but I mean, this is one of those celebrity matches, so it's definitely to draw the audience more than anything else.
I think Priest can take a loss to him too. Like if it was Balor from Judgment Day doing it, like no, you can't. He can't take that kind of loss. But Priest can. He's kind of just there. Like he's like low on the totem pole in Judgment Day.
Yes.
So.
What are you talking about, man? He's gonna be their next leader.
Hey, first of all, I never crossed Prison Dom. I think Prison Dom's awesome.
Sure. Anyhow, so
right, it's a great character, dude. I love it.
It's not bad. You're right. So
What sold it though is he did it right. So when they did arrest him and he did the whole, "Mommy, I'm never gonna make it in jail. I'm not gonna last one night." And then just the next day, he's all like, "Prison." Like, oh, it's perfect. Perfect.
It's more like overnight jail in a holding
I
cell.
loved his WrestleMania entrance. That was like perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, our boy Jossie was one of the security guards for that as well. So
yeah, Jossie.
That was good to see Jossie on there. But moving on, your favorite current wrestler, Seth frickin' Rollins, is going to take on Omos. However you might say it. I still don't know. He's apparently a monster himself now. He's a free agent. He can go wherever the hell he wants. Omos.
Can he just go
I will
home?
never go against Seth Rollins.
No, yeah, Seth
Never.
ain't losing this.
Well, there's no
way.
reason for Seth Rollins to lose to this guy.
Not at all.
I mean, almost as a freak of nature, he's a giant man. But other than that, he's not a terribly good wrestler. And if he's on his own and he's not even with MVP anymore, he is. What's the point?
He's still with MVP.
Yeah, he is still with MVP.
Okay. Well, still, what's the point?
What the hell, man? Yeah, no, it's. I just don't get that guy. Oh, he sucked at basketball as well. Thanks for that, Bryce. Didn't know that. I could see that though.
All right. Well, then.
That's funny. That's a good one, Malice.
That's right. U.S. title is on the line. Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed. I actually don't know how to pick this one, to be real honest with you.
Theory will win, but if they're smart, they would put it on Reed. Start building some new talent.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going with Theory. Yeah. I love his I Beat John Cena character. I am so into it. I think it's hilarious. I love it. Yeah, he plays it so well. He is so good at what he does.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's right, Goro. Mustache Vince will make sure Austin wins always. That's true. Obviously, though, too, with this match going into it, they've had Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed doing some pretty amazing stuff as far as two big men go. So I actually kind of like that angle, but I also think that can kind of stand on its own. They don't necessarily need a title to go with that matchup.
Yeah, man, Bronson Reed, he's dope.
I'm sorry, was Vince trying to make an appearance there and say something?
No, move along.
Good. I'm the only one on the show, Whitney, that apparently
he told me you're not worth his time.
That's fair. That's cool. Good. Keep him off camera. Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair, who's obviously now on SmackDown, versus Io Sky, who has also been drafted to SmackDown. Interesting matchup here. Who do y'all got?
I mean, how are they planning on doing this switch of these titles?
That's know exactly what they're going to do.
Are they really going to do another handoff backstage? Because that was so bad.
Correct.
Does this not interrupt their reign? I mean, I don't understand why they do that either. Is she not going for any kind of a title reign here? I thought that was.
Well, so Bianca is going to go to SmackDown. Yeah.
Right.
So, and then.
So now she's not going to be the Raw champion. So does her SmackDown reign start over? I mean, it'll start at 1.
Well, so but they're they're
It's
still the
so
champion, right?
Yeah. It's,
Because Rhea
Yeah.
Ripley is now on Raw, and I don't see her
Right.
losing her title to Selena Vega, no matter how much they want Selena Vega to win in Puerto Rico. But the reality is what it is that it's going to be a switch off, or they're just going to be mum about it, and all of a sudden their titles are going to change colors. Ha ha! It's magically blue.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
just-
obviously I don't see any of those titles switching hands because of that. But
No.
Shanky Baby, what's up? Yeah, weird. The things they don't think out when they decide to do shit.
Hey,
Let's do a draft, and then like make sure they're on the other show than the belt they have, though.
correct.
What's the next match?
Well, I don't know. Well, so we're all in agreement that basically Bianca and Rhea both retain their titles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hooray.
crappy to do that to Zelina, though. Like,
Yeah.
I hate when they do that to people, and except when they did it to Bret Hart. I hate when they do that to people.
I
Well,
hate
and
when
then-
I hate what they've
100%.
been, I hate what they've been doing to Asuka for ever since they brought her up.
Well, that's another thing to we could talk about later too. Is that Asuka's asked for her release too, so that should be pretty
Asuka
interesting.
does not entertain me though, and I feel so bad saying that, but
Ooh,
she's a great wrestler, but she does not entertain me.
You just angered
Oh.
You don't like the
JR.
green mist?
I'm sorry, I don't.
You don't like the playful dancing?
I liked the green mist from Tajiri.
You don't like the magical mask?
No,
All right.
I'm gonna
What's the
lose
next-
so many friends over this.
No, you're
Nah,
fine. You're
not.
fine.
Nah, you're
This whole
I'm
shit
all.
doesn't
I'm
matter.
all. I'm all with you on Bret Hart. Screw that guy.
100%.
Wow.
Okay, Tom, keep going.
All right, so I almost want to skip over this next one, but we got to talk about it anyways. It's the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn being paired with Matt Riddle, and then going against the bloodline of the Usos and Solo Sikoa, excuse me. So in my heart of hearts, by the way, I'm going to go for the bloodline on this because I just cannot stand Matt Riddle. As a character, even from when he was down in NXT, I didn't like him at all. We have friends of the show that can't stand Matt Riddle, so that's that. I'm going with the bloodline on this one.
So Solo's gonna turn on the Usos. This is they're gonna lose. He's gonna turn on them. He's gonna screw them over. That's gonna be them being officially kicked out of the bloodline. And then fingers crossed, we maybe get Jay back on his own to go against Roman somehow. I don't know. Solo's screwing him out of this one though.
I like that story. I like that story. I don't. I mean, since there's no belt involved, who cares?
Right.
I'm still going with Bloodline. I'm not ready for them to break up yet. I just won't let go. They're such a good faction. Even when they've got like the animosity and no one's on the same page. I still love it. I was at this SmackDown where the whole what you're not feeling Usi. I've have not heard a crowd reaction like that in so long. They can't break up yet.
I agree, but I'm really interested to see Jay come full circle.
For
you
sure.
know? Like that's
He's
gonna be a
he's
good
definitely
moment.
the standout Uso for me for sure. But I'm just not there yet.
Yeah.
Which one's the better drunk driver?
Oh,
Jay.
Neither one. They both keep getting caught.
good
Not
answer.
Naomi, that's for sure.
Let's not bring her up. And then the main event for there in Puerto Rico, we got Cody Rhodes taking on Brock Lesnar.
I mean, Brock's
Cody's
yeah.
gonna win. I love Brock, and I always have. But
Really,
Cody's gonna
though?
win.
Really?
Yeah. What? Am I giving you news? Brock's not gonna win.
Brock's gonna win.
Yeah, I kind of
Brock's
think
gonna
Brock's
win.
gonna win.
I think we're gonna bury Cody a little bit more before we fulfill what he wants out of this
Really?
contract.
Well, the other
Yeah.
thing too is like a potential main event for 40 right now being talked about is Cody
Yeah.
and Reigns again. So they have time because I guarantee you, if that is what they decide to do, he's not going to get that title then. I think they'll hold off and he'll get the title then and let Reigns go another year. Why not? He's not going to be around as much anyways, so you can kind of fill it with the rest of the bloodline. So I don't know. Like you said, though, they're going to do this draft, and then like 6 months later, it's going to be back to their hopping over
Right.
each show and whatever.
Well,
So,
now again, Brock Lesnar again last night was stated that he also will be a free agent. So we know that Omos and Brock Lesnar will be free agents. They can go wherever, whenever, to whatever brand. I guess that even includes NXT, which I don't know. That could be kind of interesting to see Brock Lesnar down there. I mean, Omos should be for sure there, but that's a whole different.
almost
Why
should
are
be
we giving
outside.
almost this like
Yeah.
freedom? I understand it with Brock. It makes sense for him to do whatever he wants. He's Brock Lesnar, but like, what has almost done? I don't.
Because apparently we
Just
don't have enough.
because he's big.
Well, because
Yeah,
he used
that's
to be
exactly
the
it. We don't have enough
bodyguard.
giant monsters apparently.
Well, no, he got his way in from being the security guy for the Raw Underground.
Yeah.
Like that. He made deals that got him far.
He was Shane's right hand man.
Brock eats Cody. Brock is like this entire.
Almost is like our new James Ellsworth to me, honestly.
Oh, the no team guy. He's a creeper. I met him on the first Jericho cruise, and instantly I was like, "Oh, you're a creep." Like that's.
I met him at All In Chicago, the very first one, and I was walking by, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to get like a picture?" And I mean, I wasn't paying for a picture with him, I'll give you one for free, and I was like, "Oh, lucky me!" So I do have a picture with him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You should have charged him.
I would have
He
said the
added
same
me on-
thing.
He added me on Facebook. We're friends now.
Nice.
Hey.
Virgil did that. He cornered me once. It was like, "Come here, let me sign that thing," and he just started signing like pages of
I
my.
felt like I was in like Vegas, like how they come up to you on the street, like, "Oh, just take a photo with me," and they're like, "Oh, that's gonna be $50,"
Yep.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not paying for a picture with you." He's like, "Oh no, I'll let you have one for free." I'm like, "Oh,
Oh,
lucky
my gosh.
me."
Thanks, weirdo. Okay, guys, let's get into the Tom game because Whitney's got to.
That's an expensive graphic, and I jumped Ace's.
You did. I was not
my
expecting
apologies. My apologies.
So obviously,
Oh,
Whitney, this is
man.
pretty easy. Everybody has played the game F, Marry, Kill. This is very similar to that. But of the three of us, you're going to pick one to be your tag partner, one to be your opponent, and one to be your manager. TOM, the Tom game.
Oh man, I can't pick. Okay, let's see. I think I want to tag with JR.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good
I'm
call.
sorry. I'm feeling it. I like
Don't be
that.
sorry.
I know we've got our Sean thing going for us, Ace, but I think I want you to be my opponent.
That's okay.
I think you're gonna be our opponent, and I'm working on my heel tendencies. I feel like a real strong heel vibe within myself, so I need Tom to manage me.
Nice.
Top shelf stuff right there.
Right?
Hey,
I learn it a little more before I do the full heel turn and turn on JR and go full heel.
You will never turn on me. I'm beloved.
No, she
is
definitely
this
will.
the-
If I'm the
is this-
manager, yes, she will.
Is this the first time that anyone's picked this combination?
No, but the last one who did was Captain Midnight Guthrie
No
was
kidding.
the last one to pick this.
Fuck Captain. No, I'm kidding. I love the Captain.
Am I gonna hear that about myself in another like 5 episodes?
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Yes, hit Ace. Yeah, Malice is my boss, and he picked to hit me too, so it's all good.
Now,
and Billy
to be-
Starks picked beat me up. Like, you're in good company.
Now, I
You
do have
just
to
be a
say
good
this.
opponent.
Yes. But I did see on social media, Whitney, and this might change your mind, but this might be for a different episode. But Ace here is also a Dallas Cowboys fan. So
Oh yeah.
so maybe he picked wrong, but it's too late now.
I fucked
It has been
up.
saved.
I fucked up.
Yeah,
See,
it's the only thing I have with the logo right by me. Go boys.
Right.
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna talk about the Super Bowl, but
This year, the next. This next
yeah, whatever you
we
got
got
to
it.
do.
We got it. It's fine. Dak's not gonna screw
It'll be
up
all right.
again. Dak's
yeah,
not gonna screw up again.
no. I went to the Green Bay game, and I picked that game because Green Bay fucking sucked. I was
They
very
do.
confident. I spent about $2,000 on tickets, another $1,000 on a hotel. Everyone in Green Bay was so nice. Like before, I mean, we're tailgating, having a good time, socializing, and the fans are like, "Hey, we suck. This is going to be a great game," and everyone was so nice. And then we fucking lost. And then the person I go with turns and looks at me and is like, "At least we had fun." I'm like, "Who the fuck just had fun? Who had
Yeah,
fun? Not me.
right?
I'm not having a good time."
Whole night is
Yeah,
ruined
like
now.
piss off. This was not fucking fun. And then the whole way out of the stadium, I wish I were a fighter because it was all fuck the Cowboys, Green Bay. You know, I'm like, you all did the ultimate heel turn, talking about we suck, it's gonna be a great game and all friendly, and then screaming, cussing in my ear as I'm getting to my Uber. So
I had a
course.
living room full of Packer fans that were here
Oh.
that game, and it was
and you were so cocky and so
Yep,
ready, weren't you?
yep.
I know.
like as they were scoring, I'm like, man, this is a great day. This is
Yeah.
I
fun,
talked
guys.
so much
Thanks for coming
shit leading
over.
up to that game. I
Yeah.
was so ready, and then I'm like, wow, I'm gonna go home, and the guys at the gym are just gonna shit on me. Like,
It's you know, I went to the Vikings one a few seasons ago when they played the Cowboys, and
mhm.
I thought it was going to be like that. Thankfully, they pulled it off and won. So instead, it was me high-fiving every other Mexican on the way out that had a Cowboys jersey on. Like, it
Yeah,
was
how
the
about
best
them
day ever.
Cowboys?
I think I'm
we had
just
a-
bad luck because I've only been to 2 games, that one and then a Chiefs game in Kansas City, and that one didn't end well either. So maybe I'm the problem for us.
No, there's problems. There's problems. It ain't you.
I think Gary's our problem.
Yeah. No,
That might
for
be
sure.
that might be it. But so obviously we see that Shamrock FC, their next show is May 13th. Obviously that's going to be at the River City Casino in St. Louis.
Yeah,
Yep.
But
promote
where can
away.
we all find you on social media?
Social media, Shamrock itself is going to be at Shamrock FC, where you guys can just come directly through me at McAllister 8.
There it is. Say hello,
Very
be
nice.
nice to her. Go support Shamrock and anything that Whitney has going.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have to get you down to Iowa since it's not super far.
Yes,
and
keep me
I'll hang
updated
out
on
a show.
shows.
Yeah,
For sure. Yes, no weird DMs. Thank you.
Yes.
That
Thank
goes
you,
for
Bryce, for the reminder. Nowhere DMs to anybody.
You too, there, Golden
all.
God. Stop weird DMing JR, Golden God. There we go.
I am getting phone calls.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Again, thank you for coming. Hopefully, you'll be willing to come back. We had a blast.
Absolutely.
And,
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Awesome
definitely.
to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Whitney.
Thanks, guys. I'll see ya.
Have a
Bye.
good one. All right, let's get into Madhouse real quick.
Yes, we got to cover this because boy, what a show! What a show! What a show! Let's start off with something you already mentioned and stuff, and I think Mouse is still in the chat a little bit here. He mentioned afterwards, and we saw it on the Madhouse social media. Apparently, Saturday was his last match. So, from everybody here at the 2 Count Malice, it's long overdue. You should have been gone years ago. Wait, hold on. I'm
Hey.
sorry. That's just for me. But it was a hell of a solid match and a brilliant way to go out, my friend.
Yeah, anybody in Iowa in that area, anybody who is an Impact Pro Wrestling fan, you know who Malice is. You know, anybody in the wrestling world down in Iowa, you know who Malice is. You know, and lucky for us, we all know who Malice is, and we can all call him a good friend. So, you know, and it's cool. Like, I would have honestly probably would have never met Luke Raven if it wasn't for Malice, who Luke's a good buddy now too. And so it's cool how all that kind of stuff works. But man, it was special to be there if that is the last time we see Malice in the ring. And it was and it was a cool moment to be able to be in the ring with those guys at the end of that match and have a little beers cheer, which then spawned off into a whole bunch of beer bongs during intermission with Justin Decent in the ring and fans, JR.
As Luke Raven himself is trying to clean up the ring as best as he can, and there's beer being spilled and Justin Decent being, I mean, he was still bleeding. So obviously what we're talking about was the Whiskey Dicks had their titles on the line against Chileo. The outcome was
new champions. Two-time.
Yes, the original tag team
Chileo.
champions are back as tag team champions there in Madhouse. They came back to the ring from Malice, had a beer with the old man. Beers all around. Yeah, Ace, Luke Raven, Decent, Malice, and Chileo having the beers. Oh yeah. Bryce gave them Four Loko on the way out, and it went everywhere because it was warm Four Loko, because no one in Iowa buys Four Loko at the Countryside Wedding Event Center.
Unless you are Max Chill. But he was covered head to toe in Four Loko at the end of that match. And it was a crazy match. It was a crazy match. We saw some people get smoked with that chair wrapped in barbed wire. It was all kinds of craziness. But like Tom said, two-time champs Chiloleo comes out taking those titles off the Whiskey Dicks. And again, a special moment with Chiloleo, with the Whiskey Dicks, with Luke in the ring. And that's very cool. So we look forward to the next show. And see what Chiloleo is going to do with these titles now. They got the target on their backs. We started the night, though, with James Jeffries against Nasty Nick Nolan coming out of the, I believe, Black and Brave Rollins school over there. Man, great match. I saw this. They posted on the Madhouse today. The very first match of the very first year involved James Jeffries. He kicked the whole thing off for Madhouse, and the very first show coming back for 2023, it all kicked off with James Jeffries again. So like kind of a fun little tip of the hat right there. Great match. James comes out with the win. Nick Nolan, very impressive though. Big things coming with this guy. I'll tell you what, we saw a few people that came out of Seth Rollins' school down there in Iowa, and they're doing something right over there because there's some talent coming out of there between there and Impact training. I mean, there's just some talent right now down in Iowa. Yeah,
the Stanislaus spread was quite amazing there too.
Right. We then moved into a dog collar match where Aaron Von Baron beat up on Ugly. This thing got crazy. They were all over at one point. Ugly, did he knock him out with something and then took a picture, or his kid knocked him out, knocked AVB out, and took
down on the floor, knocked him down to the ground, almost unconscious, still breathing, thankfully, AVB. And then Ugly got down there, did the old posing for the selfie there, went over big with the crowd too, that's for sure. I'm up in the balcony with the music, laughing my ass off at it because that's what I do around here is I laugh at funny things. So
yeah, this is true. For the second time in a row that I've been around AVB, he chased out the ring girl. She had to go. We'll have her back. Yeah, AVB. I'm kind of scared of him. He likes to bully me in the ring.
Hold on now. You're saying bully, but he just is giving you his bandana to wear. He knows you're a fan.
No. First of all, you weren't at the last Absolute show where he yelled at me in the ring. And then again, this time he yelled at me again and made me tell the crowd to stop booing him, which didn't go over well. Yeah, I don't know, though. I feel like I have to be careful. Otherwise, AVB might hurt me. I don't want that. We had Ricky Bronson taking on Dave Stage, someone we haven't seen before out of Atlanta, Georgia. And let me tell you, Dave Stage is something. First of all, jacked all high hell, monster of a man. And ain't afraid to get in people's faces. That's for sure, as he made his way to the ring. I guess giving lap dances. I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah, very much an odd entrance. There was a few older gentlemen that looked like they didn't appreciate it, but they also weren't pushing him away either, you know? So it's the little duality of man, I guess, if you will, in that one. So,
yeah.
I mean, JR would have probably fit in right along with this crowd because they were bunch of old people who probably wish they were at the sprint car event, but the sprint car event got canceled because of the rain. So hooray for Madhouse getting a few extra people through the door. Packed house there at the Countryside Wedding Event Center too. So, but
yeah,
the match was great. Dave was really good. Ricky picked up the win though.
There were. Dave had them all in his in the palm of his hand coming out. Yeah, good fought battle. Ricky Bronson comes out with the win. Unfortunately, Ricky Bronson suffering an injury that night, though, so he is out of action. He posted that on his social media. We wish nothing but a speedy recovery to our boy Ricky Bronson, someone that we very much love.
Call in number 6, Brady. Call in number 6.
And then also too, at the end of this match too, once Ricky picked up the win, Dave Stage went after him, was mad about the outcome. Saint came to the rescue of Ricky Bronson. So
of all people,
the longtime foes.
burying the hatchet they did as they shook hands and hugged it out. So interesting to see what developments we might see down the line with that. Cole Potato Daddy Cannon took on the Deathmatch Daddy Bogat. These guys went through some tables. They were on the outside. It was crazy. It really was. Cole Cannon, Potato Daddy, getting the big win though over Bogat. And you can go on Madhouse and check it out, guys, on their social media, and you see clips of this match, and it was indeed a fight.
There was one spot where Cole Cannon was laid out on across the door, actually, set across some tables or some chairs, excuse me. And then Bogat got a run off the apron, splashed on top of him. Bo's knee hit so hard off of the concrete, I felt it in my knee, is how bad it looked. Like it was painful. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a stage dive. It was an impressive feat, but I think I almost feel these with all my old injuries. Every time these things hit, I'm looking at them like, oh man, my back is gonna be sore tomorrow, man. Like, oh man, you know. So,
yeah,
JR, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like every time I'm standing over here, you're just like, man, I'm gonna be feeling this in the morning, aren't you?
No, I never think that at all.
I just really want you to participate a little bit here. You just look like you're a sad sack on a beach right now. I don't know how to act to you. You're on the beach, damn it.
I'm not sad at all. I'm happy that you were able to go, and
he's getting ready for Sad House.
Yeah,
that's right. We are talking about a brand split already. We're going to go with Sad House. It's an all emo show.
I'm going to cross these eyes. It's
going to be a lot of My Chemical Romance and AFI.
It's going to be amazing. Yeah, anyways, check it out. Guys, if you don't have it already, get IWTV, because when this show drops on IWTV, you're going to want to watch it. These next two and last two matches of the show alone is worth the $10 you're going to pay for 1 month of IWTV. So make sure you do it, because we saw Amina Belmont take on Maggie Lee, who we saw recently on AEW Dark, both coming out of Seth Rollins' school as well. And holy wow, did they tear the house down. Just an amazing match between these two. They've had a few, but this was top notch. Tom, I think you can agree. Amina Belmont with the win, giving up quite the height of disadvantage to Maggie Lee, too, a college volleyball player.
Yeah, both of these gals, ladies, women, whatever you want to call them, I guess, they really just brought the house down. This is the second to last match, but I think we're missing one, aren't we? We're missing the one coming back from intermission.
Yeah,
because there were 7 on the show. We already talked about the one obviously going into intermission.
We didn't. I'm not going. No, we're fine, because we already talked about the tag match to start.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Anyhow, but yeah, so these two women, though, I mean, again, get yourself subscribed to IWTV. Not only just for this match, this was the whole show was phenomenal. I heard that DJ was fantastic the whole night through. Didn't miss a single beat. JR, why are you covering your mouth like that? You can laugh at my jokes, JR. You can go ahead and laugh audibly. It's fine. But the ring announcer too did a phenomenal job. But it was a hell of a show all around. But these two women absolutely crushed it. I mean, some of the things they were doing too, like, a lot of people want to make a difference between men and women on this one stuff. But the real factor was that they both were wrestlers in that ring, and they showed off their talents immensely. It was a hell of a match.
IWTV promo code, guys. Madhouse, use it. IWTV promo code and Madhouse.
I believe it's 10% off your first month.
Thank you, boss. Thank you. I was Sunday. I felt like I got hit by a train. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I went hard. I went hard in there that night. It was a blast, though. I can't wait. June 6th. Am I right? Or June 24th? Sorry, June 24th. Luke.
June 24th is the next show in Newton, Iowa, at the Thunderdome.
Iowa, the Thunderdome.
We're back to the infamous place where JR last got kicked in the balls by one golden god, Bryce Jordan. It's great. It's a great venue, though, isn't it, JR?
Nope. I mean,
what happens when you want to give a tour of the tour?
you should come this time, and maybe you can hide in the stall and kick Bryce in the balls.
Huh? He's thinking about it. He's thinking
maybe.
about it.
Someone's chirping too.
Oops.
Someone's chirping.
He's thinking about it.
Nah, you won't get me again. I guarantee you, I'm going to have to start using a walking stick just to be safe. Just to be safe.
All right.
Because my knees are old, and I might need to just, rely on some kind of a cane.
That you could hit people with. Main event time. And what a main event it was.
Knee pads to protect his balls. Oh, classic Luke Raven. Anyhow, yeah, main event though, man. What?
That place scouted to the very tile. That's hilarious. Yeah, we had. Well, first of all, Jimmy Wild, the Dirt Dog, back in action. Had an injury at the very first Madhouse show, right before the match started. I think he's got one or maybe two matches under his belt before this last weekend. But I'll tell you what, this was his coming back. This was his return, because this match was amazing. Taking on the champ, Clay Cooper. These guys know each other too. We talked about it on the show. Like they've been, in the ring together. They've been enemies. They've been friends before. They know each other, and you saw that this night. Insane. Literally was just a great wrestling match. It was smooth. It was just a hard fought battle. Champion retains. Clay Cooper is still the Madhouse World or Heavyweight Champion. Here's the deal, though. Jimmy goes for the handshake at the end, JR, and we kind of saw Clay like we'd never seen before, and kind of nudge and push Jimmy out of his way and left the ring. So
what?
I saw this coming, because when we had Clay Cooper on this very show, he was a bit of a dick to me. Now, some would say that I was a dick to him, but I digress. But I saw this coming from a mile away. I saw the evil and the bad in Clay Cooper a long, long time ago.
Here's the difference.
So
you deserved it, and Jimmy did not.
I'm going to pretend like you didn't say that I deserved anything like that, because I've been a good person all my life, and I don't know why you would now think that I deserve anything like that, JR. I've been nothing but great.
Changed my mind in the least.
Well, JR, you're old, so your mind changes all the time because of like, oh, where am I? Where am I? I don't know where I'm at. Can you help me, sir? Or ma'am? You're dumb. You're old.
See, look, Luke says I have a point. I trust Luke. Luke is a promoter. Bryce says Top Shelf gets this right, never wrong. I don't believe a word he says, because he's a fucking idiot.
First of all, you didn't talk about Bryce Jordan like that, because he is living that top shelf life.
I just did. He is
Tommy,
not.
Why is your camera out of focus?
It's not out of focus, is it?
Oh, yeah. You look terrible.
Yeah, you look like I'm drunk right now.
No?
You look, no.
It looks fine to me. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
You look terrible, Tom.
Does anybody else think he looks fuzzy? Bryce, how was he feeling Sunday morning?
It's fine when you get your face up there closer, Tom. Seriously. And then when you get back like that, right there. Right about there.
Oh, you want me to lean in? Lean into this whole fucking thing?
Do
lean back.
Now when you lean back, it gets fuzzy.
Lean back. Was that a Fat Joe song? Anyways.
It is a Fat Joe song. Lean back.
Banger.
I'm fine. I don't know what you guys are talking about. See, yeah, Bryce was up there hanging with me, man. We were living that golden shelf life, actually, on Saturday.
I almost thought he was going to say golden
shower. I thought he was going to say golden shower.
No way, man. I mean, we even got a sweet picture from
I know, right? Luke? I wish I could do that. Yeah, there was a cool picture. By the way, shout out to just Clint Dye and Tag Team Photography. We always talk about him, and I know he watches the show. So first of all, we love him for that. But I mean, this guy is a money photography. If you ever need any photography down in that area, tag team photography. And he gets some of the best shots at these shows that we're lucky enough to be a part of. So
Yeah, and Clay even pushed him back. See, you guys are telling me
I no, you're right. I was standing right. The Clint fell almost into my arms. Clay pushed him over outside the ring. He was pissed. Was uncalled for. It was uncalled for. In fact, it's a good point. I kind of want to bring this up with the management to be. I didn't do it that night of Madhouse, but we can't have Clint be getting hands on him like that, guys. That's just not okay.
Yeah, you got to leave the man out of it. He has high-priced equipment. He has a great 2-count patch on his equipment bag. Come on, guys. That guy's almost untouchable. And Clay Cooper's going to learn. I don't know by who, per se, but...
Never in my life have I seen anyone push Clint until Saturday night. Y'all need to talk to the champ. You need to talk to the champ. He's getting reckless.
Reckless. Because going back to the records here, Ace, Clay wanted to tag with you, and JR, he wanted you as his manager. He wants to beat me up. So, I mean, good luck Clay Cooper on that one.
Yeah, that's perfectly normal. Anyway, so all the jokes aside, Madhouse put on one hell of a show on Saturday. It was a very big honor to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
We had a blast. And I can't wait again. June 24th, Thunder.
Also, I want to say one quick thing too, though. Like, shout out to Emily, the on-site, not physician, but medical practitioner, Luke Raven's wife, for dealing with Ricky Bronson's injury. By the way, too, because she didn't have to go out of her way to get him to the hospital and everything like that. She did. She's an absolute saint for dealing with him. Not literal saint, but yeah. So she went well above and beyond the Call of Duty on Saturday. So good job for her. Thank you for being there. Ricky and probably all those guys are very thankful that you were there on
She's
Saturday.
Your personal assistant, Luke? Does she know that?
Maybe in other ways. Hey-oh, all right. I will be going to hell. All right.
Yeah, no, we don't deserve her. She's always a pleasure to see.
She really is. So,
anyway, it was such a good night. We left the morning, was able to see Luke and Emily and their fam, so it was cool. And it was a nice drive back by the nephew, so me and Tom could kind of relax because, dude, I sweated so much that night, JR. It was hot in there, man. And I'm sure you were feeling it because you were closer to the heater too, Tom.
I told the guy there, the manager or whatever, when we got in there and the ring was starting to go up, because Austin with Central Empire Wrestling is his ring, so he was there helping set up. But him and the other guy, I forgot his name, but they were getting hot with the setup. I know Saint was also there before the show. He was in there testing some of the ropes, and he was saying he was getting a little warm. And when I went upstairs to the balcony, oh man.
Yeah. And they shut the heater off when the crowd.
They did almost immediately, and they were like, "Well, it's still kind of cool."
But it was still, yeah, it was toasty in there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, couldn't have had a better show, better night. And Countryside Wedding Event Center in Knoxville, Iowa. If you're in that area and you need a venue, hit them up because it's one of the only venues I've gone to for a show that I've been involved in that like the staff is genuinely psyched to have the show there.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ladies even had her Madhouse shirt on, like,
yes,
and they're watching the show and enjoying it. So definitely they're fans. So that's very cool, man. It's a good time, and we're excited to get back to Newton now too. So it's gonna be good times ahead. And as we move from one show from last weekend, we go to what's on tap for this weekend.
That's true. We finished one weekend. We still got two more.
That's right.
Go.
Tommy and I are one down, two more to go for this 3-week run we have going. On May 6th, we will be Algona, Iowa this Saturday night at the VFW. Guys, be our third time out there. It's always a good time at the VFW in Algona.
And another really solid venue as far as having spaces for the wrestlers to be backstage and away from the fans for a while. Areas for them to set up their merch. They're accommodating as far as making sure they take down a fan so the wrestling ring is It's not obstructed. I mean, really good people there at the VFW in Algona as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we got some
the
real
nicest thing I will say about Algona tonight.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes. I mean tonight.
Yeah, no, I know. Okay, first match that we got, your boy Andy's coming back to Absolute. He'll be taking on Vicious Victor Payne, who's been on a tear lately. So this will be an interesting match. I don't know if you remember. Tom wasn't there, but if you guys saw the highlight from it, your boy Andy tagged with JT Energy at the last Absolute show, and I believe it was the Death Dealer, gave him one of the. I mean, it was worse than any of the chops you took, Tom. I mean, it was one of the hardest chops I've ever seen live.
Oh, you know what? And I forgot to get Jimmy Wild's because he, again, when he was on the show with me, he challenged me to take a chop from him at Full Gear, and we just didn't meet up. And then I forgot by the time he left on Saturday. But if he's going to be, it looks like he's going to be on the show this Saturday in Algona. So we'll try and get that video for y'all to see more punishment come my way, because we did get into a hype train last week. So
we got that match going. That's going to be a good one. Let's move on to the next match. ZK47 taking on Alvin Falcone. Not too familiar with Alvin Falcone. New for me. Obviously, we know ZK47 very well. I got to say, ZK with the gains over the last year, bro. Like, this kid is putting the work in to just get bigger, to get it. Falcone's real good. Awesome. I love to hear that.
Well, so we should know Alvin Falcone. Unfortunately, a lot of these wrestling shows end up being the same nights, whether they are up here in the cities or in Minnesota and also down there in Iowa. Alvin Falcone is the current AWF champion.
Oh, okay.
So our boy downtown Petey Brown apparently has some faith and Alvin Falcone. So I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be my first time seeing Alvin Falcone. But yeah, man, so he's a big deal up around these parts. He's worked with obviously AWF. He's worked a little bit with Higher Ground as well. And I think he did a couple spot appearances for First as well in some of their family-friendly shows. I think he last did their Anoka show, I want to say. So
very cool. I'm excited to see that. Yeah, like I was saying, ZK47 really just working hard to improve. So, like, he's really, and you're seeing it. So I'm excited to see where he goes. Excited to see Falcone.
And fans of our show, if you guys don't know Zay, he was the first one to give me a chop that night in Waterloo. So,
yep. We move to our next match. Death Dealer taking on a mystery opponent, because it doesn't matter who takes on the Death Dealer, because he's going to beat you up.
Well, it does kind of matter, because I mean, who knows? It could be your old boy Tom here, top shelf, bringing his in-ring debut. You know?
Yeah, and you would get your ass kicked.
Maybe, but the Death Dealer don't scare me.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
no,
he does.
No, he does not.
Yeah, he doesn't.
That chain scares me more than he does. And even that, in somebody else's hands, it would scare me more than the Death Dealer. How about that?
You'd piss yourself for sure. Sure.
Very little respect is what I'm being shown right now, and I'm not happy about it, guys.
Oh, yeah, that's because you think you can wrestle. That's hilarious. I don't think your knees can handle the walk to the ring. Next match,
Ouch.
Ethan Everhart taking on, again, the guy who likes to yell at me all the time, AVB Aaron Von Baron. It's so gross when he puts his headband on me. It's so wet. Why is it so wet?
Because he's training downstairs or in the back. He's
Gross.
getting his reps.
Gross. Either way, though, you got the youngster who's been having a big couple years, taking on a veteran of the area, of the wrestling world. So this will be actually a really good match, guys. I'm very excited to see it. How is AVB feeling coming off that brutal dog collar match this last weekend, though, that he won against Ugly? That's the big question. Ethan Everhart has an advantage.
Well, you're right. And yeah, I mean, AVB, big match this last Saturday. But I wouldn't put it past Jason Prentice, which, him and I are on speaking terms as of right now. Speaking terms, if he messages me, I completely delete him. But I'm not trying to speculate, but I think both of these guys are looking to push themselves back up the ladder a little bit here, look to get back in that championship realm for Absolute. So I think this is going to be a huge matchup, especially the fact that Ethan obviously challenged for the belt in the first ever championship match. I think AVB is very hungry as well. Obviously, he's going to be going for the tag team championships the week prior or the week following on the 13th in Waterloo, but with Justin Deason as partner there. So who knows, though? But this is going to be a huge match to obviously lead into that Waterloo show being also another huge, big opportunity for AVB as well.
Well, and as you talk about tag team match, we talk about some mixed tag team action. Ugly getting with Sage Hell, Briar Hell. Yep, and then Justin Deason tagging with Sage Hell. Somewhat of a rival here with Decent and Ugly. These guys know each other for a long time. They've helped train some of this younger talent together. They've been up the roads many years together. So yeah, that'll be an interesting.
Well, this is the other part of Cowboys from Hell right here is Justin Decent. So again, big matchup for him leading in. We saw obviously Sage Hale team with the Cowboys from Hell going up against Du Bois and Bryce Jordan at that first Fort Dodge show earlier this year. So this is again another huge opportunity for all the participants. Again, how Ugly is going to be feeling, how Justin Decent is going to be feeling too after that brutal tag match that he had with Malice on Saturday as well. So those guys are going to maybe lean on the ladies to, maybe take the reins on this one a little bit more. But and obviously the Hale sisters don't see eye to eye on anything at this moment. So this could be this one could steal the show right here for sure.
And then
sponsored by Trend Salon, by the way.
And then we move on to the Golden God, JR's favorite, Bryce Jordan taking on Cole Cannon. That's going to be a fun one. We know how good Bryce is. We know how good Cole is. Who's going to be the winner? That's what we're going to find out this weekend.
Well, my opinion is going to be always living with that top shelf life. Bryce Jordan, baby.
There it is.
Come on
and
now.
Then we move to the main event of the night. Triple threat action.
Are you just trying to skip past it? Like I don't matter here?
Huh?
Are you just trying to skip past that one or what? Like what? I felt like we...
And then we have the triple threat match with Tyler Jones, Jimmy Wild, as well as the Big Picture. So tons of action going down Saturday night, Algona, Iowa, the VFW. Doors at 6:30, tickets at bell times at 7, $10. Get you in there for general admission. We're gonna rock that place this weekend. It's gonna be a good time.
It will be.
Bryce is gonna drop him on his head.
This is obviously again brought to you all by TAFE Wellness Center. But yeah, Algona. The people that work at the VFW are probably the best people in that whole town. I don't know who's originally from that town that we always brag about or talk about.
Timeless Tyler Jones from that area.
Yeah, so sweet.
No wonder he's in that big triple threat match. Yeah, that's a big one. You got Tyler's talented. Jimmy, we've seen just tear the house down, but we also know the big picture is the big picture. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm excited though, guys. Backlash is Saturday. I'm excited to see Puerto Rico show up.
Yes,
it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I mean, there's such history in Puerto Rico with professional wrestling. Some of it good, some of it obviously bad. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they react to the WWE there, and as we mentioned a little bit earlier, they've certainly stacked the deck with talent that Puerto Ricans will certainly be getting behind.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. Wrestling alone, like take wrestling out of the picture. Puerto Rico will shut the whole place down for Bad Bunny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in all reality, like that's a legit thing. So you throw WWE on top of him being there as the host and also now in a match. I mean, there's just no way it's not sold out. There's no way people aren't going to be outside that place probably trying to break in. Like, it's going to be a happening in Puerto Rico this Saturday night. And to be honest, I really do wish I could be there to experience it because it's one of those places you haven't seen WWE go to a whole lot, but to also run a premium live event there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the most premium.
But you get what I'm saying though. Like we've seen the usual,
Yes.
like we know the contract with Saudi Arabia. We know that they've done some stuff in India. I think they're going back. You know, obviously, you know, the UK, that's a thing, but like to have this connection with Bad Bunny, who again, one of the biggest musicians in the world at the moment. I mean, everything social media, this guy is over millions. You know what I mean? And
Correct.
then to be able to just tie that in. And that's something they need right now. It's definitely something they need right now with how things have been going booking wise. You know, we heard Whitney say it earlier. You know, the draft is supposed to be Triple H putting the end to everything Vince had running and now really start from scratch. But is that really what we're going to end up seeing? Time's only going to tell.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as far as coming out of this show, what we're going to see. Obviously, we mentioned it too, as far as the women's title matches. Both of them were all in anticipation seeing Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley retain. So that's going to be interesting again come Raw the next night, where apparently they're just switching the titles probably. So
well, and the other thing too is, you know, like JR, what they're going to do. Backlash happens. We come back out of Backlash, and now we will really see. The draft is the setup. Backlash is the end. Monday after Backlash is the actual putting in motion what Hunter's trying to do. And that we'll see the lead in to SummerSlam.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't trust anything that's being said.
Hey, and you never can, you know, because it's 1 week Vince isn't there, the next week Vince is there. I seen someone today who apparently works for Nick Khan. Apparently tweeted something about did you guys see this, the AEW pre? And they were like, he said something about he heard that they're only doing 40 or 50,000, I think it was, for the AEW Wembley show, where it can fit 90, and that they did 90 for Tyson and Wilder. And how it was like a big spectacle, and you know nothing beats a fight night. And Tony Khan retweeted it and was like, "Oh, whatever, shut up. You know, tell your person to eat shit or something," implying Nick Khan, and that they are selling more than that. And it's
well, right now AEW is the biggest wrestling show in the UK as far as Dynamite reaches more people than Raw or SmackDown right now. So there is a tendency to believe that Wembley will get close to sellout.
Well, like I said before, it didn't matter. It could be WWE or AEW. It's going to be close to sell out because they don't get big shows like that there.
No, and I've seen
and they're a loyal fan base.
Yeah, and they probably won't reach SummerSlam levels. You know, there at Wembley when it was like 92,000 or whatever, but it could very easily get into like the 60 to 80,000 range, which is still a lot of people.
Yeah. The problem is, can they pull that off here on US soil? And that's where it's iffy for AEW right now.
Well, and that is the whole thing, because we, as fans here, again, you know, even Whitney brought up as far as, you know, she hasn't watched a second of WCW because.
Well, and if you're a casual fan, most casual fans just know what's been around forever, and that's WWE.
Yeah.
But two big things, guys, before we end this. A, it's been said that Orlando's putting a bid in for Royal Rumble. So that's kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. I would maybe consider making a trip down there for that one and see the homie Wes Briscoe while down there. So that's interesting to see what that development folds. But this broke over the weekend, and I know me and Tommy talked about it. Have not heard anything from you, JR, but it's very heavily rumored that Minneapolis is a finalist for WrestleMania 41.
It'd be awesome. The only thing about it is the time of the year,
But the thing with that though, you got to keep in mind they're doing Philly and they've done New York outdoors.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing. They were prepared for snow in New York at 29, and it was most
still,
that week in the 30s, except for that day.
Yeah, so it's still a little bit better and easier to predict out there as far as when spring's going to actually arrive. Obviously, they do have the luxury that U.S. Bank will be indoors. But let's be real honest. If you're going to go to a crack hole town like Philadelphia for 40, Minneapolis has some issues, but it's not nearly to the level of absolute incapable, indignant morons that run around Philadelphia nowadays. So how about this? You have 40 there. You go ahead and just throw them a bone here and there every once in a while on the East Coast there. And then you start coming back to the Midwest. Some of those good, hardy people, like maybe one of these times have a premium live event in Des Moines. Ha ha ha. But you never know. I mean, come on, throw the Midwest a bone here. Because Chicago can never have a WrestleMania anymore because the United Center is just not big enough, and they won't ever trust Soldier Field to have it. That's for sure.
Yeah, no.
You can see the problem with it's the weather, and it's a different possibility of snow in New York and Philadelphia is way different than here.
Mm-hmm.
I also
we had 8 inch. I mean, think about it. We had on the day before WrestleMania, we had 9 inches of snow here.
Yes, we did.
And it's a different type of unpredictability. And I'm not trying to say, oh my God, I don't think it's going to be here. But what I'm saying is that this has always been talked about, and it is true that it's just the idea that when people are here, is it going to be easy for them to get around to the other things that go with WrestleMania? You know what I'm saying?
So for WWE, yes. Minneapolis is actually a pretty perfect city because you got the convention center at one end, you got the stadium next to that, and then you get Target Center blocks down. So for WWE and in their mind, because they don't think about all the other shit.
No, I get
They're
that.
not going to take any of that advantage.
I get that.
Honestly, for those, a WrestleCon, all that shit, it is kind of perfect because then they can get away with running everything in St. Paul and not have to worry about WWE trying to fucking cut their shows off, and the train and or the bus, whatever. I mean, Uber's going to make a lot of money that week.
Yeah,
Uber's going to make a lot of money that week. Get on your drivers if that happens.
But what I'm wondering is it possible to skyway from U.S. Bank to the convention center? I think you can U.S. Bank to Target Center.
Yes.
I think you can. Is it not to the convention center either, though?
No, because
I thought
that's
there was
on
more.
that. No, there's. You can. I think you can get to the DoubleTree in downtown.
That's like
from the Skyway, but that is the end, and that's still about 2 blocks away from the convention center.
Now, here's another thought, though. If they do it here, what's the possibilities of pushing Mania back a week or two and go second or third week?
Never. I don't think that'll ever happen.
It might, though. They've bounced it around before.
Well, so that's the thing, because they don't really line up. They line up Royal Rumble in January, and then they do one thing in February. March is the lead up to
February is usually Chamber.
Yeah, and then April they don't run anything anyways, unless it's like a Saudi event or, in this case, Backlash, which is still May. So I think I was going to throw that idea, like, second week in April is kind of a little bit more steady. You're probably going to run into some freezing rain maybe, and maybe some light snow. But, I mean, I don't know. We're kind of due for an early spring here coming up. I just hope it's not next year and then it goes back to shit come 41. But, I mean, I don't know. I also told Ace on the way down when we were talking about it. I get a little nervous when they do any of this whole. My sources say because of how when US Bank was opened up and they said like we're trying to get some WrestleMania here or we're gonna have WrestleMania here. It's like, and then they pulled it. They pulled it right off the table as a possibility for then and there. And Pat Kessler goes out there and just says, "Yeah, my sources say that we're in the running as a finalist." Like, well, cool. That might be off the fucking table then because WWE sometimes likes having their surprises.
Yep.
Well, but the thing is, that when they're becoming finalist cities, that's getting leaked every year now. You know what I mean? Like Philly was rumored for months before it was actually like for sure. Like, so that's why there does seem to be more truth to this, is because it's being the last time it was we're gonna bring WWE's WrestleMania here, and they're like, we've barely talked about it.
Yeah,
and you're saying we're coming. Where this is different now, it's being said that we're an actual finalist, which means they've already presented and done all that. You know what I mean? So like talks are well beyond what they were that last time where Guy was just spouting shit off of what they're going to do now that we have a brand new stadium without actually talking to those people. And, I do think AWA, that history and just how many big names got their start here, there is history and a tie to it. And I think B, you got Brock Lesnar who has ties here. So I do think it's not out of the realm of happening.
Well, and with the stadium too, with US Bank, and this is just, no one from WWE is watching this, but one of the selling points is they can actually push back some of the bleachers like the Metrodome could. And that would then open up some more floor space to be able to do a ramp set and then move the ring or keep the ring kind of still more stationary and then not lose too much seating in the actual arena itself, because then that kind of would push it back towards one side or hell, they might even go from the side that has the big windows behind it. Maybe just try and do some thing where you can project onto there as like your actual jumbotron, something huge like that wouldn't be too bad. I'm sure they're probably working on. I think they already had to replace the glass based off of more birds dying, so they might have to go with a darker tint or something like that. So might be able to do something where you got like a certain film that could use as a projector screen or something like that. Who knows? So there's some possibilities, guys. There's some possibilities.
All I know is if it happens, I'm going to be there. And I'm going to take all the monies.
Well, if it happens in the Twin Cities, I will probably be there. That might be the only time.
You're not invited, Tom.
It's not about invite, man. If I buy a ticket, I'm there.
You're banned from all WWE because we don't fucking like shelves.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to like shelves because I'm on the top shelf, baby. It's not about shelves. It's about one.
I shit on your top shelf.
I shit on your mustache. Ooh, mustache.
Usually I pay $50 for that.
There we go.
And make them sign a non-disclosure.
That'll only last for 20 years.
I was too late getting it up, and the conversation was moving too fast. But when Whitney was talking about her DMs, I was about to be like, "Will you sign a DNA?" All right, good show,
NDA,
everybody.
not DNA.
Whatever.
NDA.
Good show. Thanks to Whitney.
Coming soon to the 2 Count.
Well, coming soon, next week, we'll have our good friend Badger Calhoun on the show as we get ready for the big 1-year anniversary of Absolute Pro Wrestling on the 13th of May in Waterloo, Iowa. The Super Slam! Going to crown the very first tag team champions in APW in a triple threat ladder match.
That is correct.
Insane. So that's going on for next week's 2 Count. You can see Tommy and I. We will be in Algona, Iowa this Saturday night with APW. So check us out there. JR, don't fall asleep. You got anything going on?
You can see me on May the 6th at my granddaughter's birthday party.
There you go. Bring a gift.
I'll be doing 20 minutes, and it will be preschool clean.
Ooh. Yeah, Balls Deep gifted me 90 bits. Hell yeah, man. 90 bits from Balls Deep. And he's able as Tom.
You know what I hate about boogers?
The flavor.
Why can't they make a cotton candy flavor booger? Ugh, gross. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and then we'll have some more guests. We're in the works, talking to some people.
Thank you, balls.
I do think we're gonna get Amina Bellman on pretty quick here. Very
Nice.
very impressive talent. So make sure you watch for that. Yeah, man, good show, boys.
Well, it was very enjoyable, and Whitney was fantastic, and I hope we can have her on again because it was that time. I felt like, I don't know you guys, I felt like that time went by very fast.
We could have easily
did.
done 2 hours with her.
Yep. Yeah, because we even pushed that hour a little bit further than we probably should have. But yeah, so we'll have her back again, guys. And also, when you message people, be kind. Don't be dumb and don't be creepy.
Don't be a fucking creep, y'all.
Don't be weird. That's what we want to have as the message today. And always, don't be a weird creep. Be top shelf and don't fuck around in DMs. How about that, guys?
Yeah. And then also IWTV. Make sure you get on that. Watch for that Madhouse show.
Promo is Madhouse. Use it.
Yeah.
So, awesome. We will see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.